So you join us in the latest episode of Happiness, the Sceptic's Guide with myself, Paul Flower, and Dr. Gary Wood. If you're listening in a linear fashion, you'll know that 3 episodes back we were ruminating on the vagaries of the New Year's resolution and the arbitrary nature of how we set our goals and ambitions. As we reach the Lunar New Year, it's time to check your resolve and maybe reset. We can also ponder how to mispronounce Happy New Year in Chinese.
And a gong hei, what was it? Gong hei fat choi to you as well.
Kung hao fat choi or gong hao. You know better than me.
Well, it used to be Kong and now it's Gong. So,
okay.
So, yeah.
And this is the year of the...
It's the year of the tiger, and I don't think that's particularly...
Very fitting.
I don't think that's particularly significant. What I thought was significant was the most common word that's used on the decorations and lanterns and stuff is the Chinese character fu, which means happiness or good fortune. But the interesting thing about it is it's often upside down.
Ah.
And there was an explanation for it, that upside down, it's kind of a homophone of the word is of here. It's a way of saying happiness is coming here. I thought, does that sound like it's going to be an interesting podcast episode? And judging from your expression, no. So, but it's the story. There was this emperor, and he was going to visit a village, and everybody was supposed to have plastered the symbol fu on their doors. And one family got their symbol mixed up and did it upside down. And so he was going to have them murdered, executed. Another cheerful episode, death. And anyway, the Empress, who was quite sharp, noticed the pun on the words, and she said, but what they're saying is they knew you were visiting, so they're saying happiness or good fortune is coming, and you were bringing it. And so he forgave them. And I just thought it was a nice little story to talk about.
It's spin, basically, then.
Well, she was a spin doctor, but she also saved lives with her compassion and her creativity. So I think it's a one to focus on the symbol of happiness going forward, and to think about compassion and to think about creativity, and also to, happiness is here as well it can be. So to take stock of what is here.
Yep.
And also we talked in the truth episode of turning your assumptions upside down. So I thought it was a nice way to bring those concepts together in a little bonus.
So
as you said, this time of year, New Year's resolutions tend to fizzle out, so you don't have to wait for an arbitrary day. You can have this arbitrary day instead. So, you can either review your resolutions or you can just set some lunar goals. So again, another goals episode. Goals, the gift that keep on giving.
Indeed. And, I was going to mention that although we spoke about having no New Year's resolutions as such, last year I kind of realised that I was spending too much time looking at my phone. And then I think...
noticed?
I think, normally while you're speaking. But anyway, when I noticed that you get a report now every Monday of how much time you spent on your phone. So I use that to kind of motivate myself to spend under 3 hours a day on my phone. And eventually, by week 42, I think it was, I managed to just sneak under an hour and a half, which I think was a magnificent achievement for myself.
Superb.
But, it took the time. There are times when you can't avoid being on your phone because of work or whatever.
Yep.
But equally, there are times where you can kind of pare that right back and do what you needed to do and pat yourself on the back for having done it. And if it takes 42 weeks, then it takes 42 weeks. A goal shouldn't be about, what you can achieve within the first few weeks of January.
And it's an important thing about sometimes we talked about in the New Year's resolution one about resolutions being often framed in a negative way, giving up something.
Yep.
And most common thing people do on their phones is they go on social media and start doom scrolling. And to ask the question, what is doom scrolling doing for you?
Yeah.
And if you gave that up for some point and did something else, what something else could you do that would make you happier than doom scrolling? So for people who don't know, doom scrolling is just flicking through Twitter or Facebook, looking for some bad news that you can share. That's it. So you can give up negative things, and it's an example of, just cutting down on a futile activity and using that hour in a positive way to bring yourself a little happiness.
Right.
And that's it.
Marvellous. And Happy New Year to you, or Happy Chinese New Year to you, or Happy Lunar New Year to you.
Or
whichever you prefer.
I can't, yeah, anyway, it's that one that we said earlier. Yeah, I can't remember. Was it
Kung Hao Fat Choi or Gong Hao Fat Choi?
That's the one, yes. I'm just testing, see if you're paying attention.
I'll try.
Surprised that you are. Right then, that's it. The end.
Thank you for joining us in this bonus episode of Happiness, the Sceptic's Guide. This was a very short burst of happiness. Tell your friends if you liked it. Don't tell them if you didn't. Speak to you and hear from you again soon, we hope.
Oh.
That was Happiness, the Sceptic's Guide, episode 20, with myself, Paul Flower, and Dr. Gary Goles-Wood. We appreciated your company because we could do it without you, but there really wouldn't be much point. We'd be even more grateful if you'd rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. You can also contribute to our funds at buymeacoffee.com/Sceptic's Guide. We'll be back within a week with a short review of the last few tips and tactics.